Hey guys, what's up? It's Heather with the Mosco, and today I wanted to do a May garden tour. I have not cleaned up out here, so this is exactly how it looks on a daily basis, but things are looking really great, and some things not so much, but some of this is really looking amazing, so I wanted to show you guys what it's looking like right now. So I decided to start again. For the April garden tour, I started down here in the raised vegetable garden bed area, and I wanted to do that again, especially so I'll link that other video down below, and you can see how far it has come in just 1 month. So I live in East Tennessee in a zone 7. So right now I'm averaging about 80 degrees at night and about high 50s, low 60s in the morning. So things are really starting to get some of that heat and look up. I'm having to turn my water up some. So it's doing really great. We built these garden beds here, these 4, and we made a video about it. And I was a little bit worried about them not getting enough sun, but now that the trees have leafed out, I can see that this bed here that's got the carrots, it is getting enough sun. So I'm super excited about how everything's doing. So let's take a look around. Let's start over here with garden bed number 1. There are 4 raised beds that are lined up next to the RV pad at my house. We don't have an RV, but the previous owners did. They have this RV pad. And I've talked about before, my house is in the woods, and so there's an unbelievable amount of shade, which is super great. It makes it feel super cozy and private. However, that means there's not a whole lot of full sun spots for us to garden in. So in this bed, what we did was we put I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18. I think these are Texas sweet onions. And we started them from little starts, and they're looking amazing. I'm super excited about these. Can't wait till we get to harvest them. And then on this side, we've got some rainbow carrots that we started from seed. I have been kind of going through and just thinning them out every now and then. Probably not as good as I should be, but for example, that's obviously too many seeds really close together, so I just thinned that one out. And let me show you what I'm pulling up. So this is what's coming out of the ground when I'm thinning them. I obviously should have thinned them sooner. See if I can get it to focus on that. But look how promising these look. Super excited about that because I have really heavy clay soil, and so I tried to grow carrots in like our native soil. Super heavy clay, nothing happened, and it looks like when these mature, we're gonna have something exciting. So this is our next bed down from that one. I do have a planter here full of herbs. We've got parsley, dill, thyme, oregano, and there is a rosemary plant back here, and it is doing beautifully as well. I'm super excited about that. I do love to cook with herbs, so it's nice to just have some fresh down here. And with inflation and the price of groceries, it's so nice if I can be growing some of my own food. It might be worth every penny because things are really expensive right now. I've got on over here, I've got some potatoes growing. I can't remember which kind. I'm sorry. I think they are russets. I started them from seed potatoes, and I started them kind of late, but they're coming up and looking beautiful, and super excited about that as well. Over here, we've got some corn. I can't remember which variety this is that we started from seed, and it's coming up. It's looking beautiful, and I'm super excited about that as well. The next thing over here is we have some Kentucky Wonder pole beans, and we've got them so that they will grow up this trellis. And I had seen that they had came up. They germinated really great. They came up really quick, and I was really excited about it. And now I'm coming out here today, and I'm seeing that they are starting to climb on the trellis, and that is super exciting to me because my hope is that this will go all the way up one half of the trellis, and I've got cucumbers to do the same on the other. And back here I have got a blueberry bush, 2 blueberry bushes that we potted in a pot together. We did a video about that as well, and it's starting to get blueberries, so that's super exciting also. Now we're going to move over to the next bed down. So the previous bed is over here to my left. In here in the spring, we planted, don't want to step on that toad, this lettuce here. And it has done amazing. I've harvested off of all this in. There's plenty in here that can be had at. We just aren't eating as much lettuce as what I planted. But it looks beautiful. It looks lush. And it's super rewarding, so I'm loving it right here. I also planted some cilantro, and I need to keep an eye on it because it's getting kind of these leaves that you wouldn't want. I haven't harvested any of this either. However, it would be perfect to have with some in some homemade salsa. I love homemade salsa. I love cilantro. And then we've got spinach over here. Spinach is looking really great. It was spotty on the germination, but what has grown, it looks super healthy, and we could go ahead and be using that as well. And I've actually been eating a lot of spinach lately, so I'm thinking I probably just need to come out here and harvest all of this. I planted these yellow squash here from seed, and it took a little while to germinate, but it looks great, and I'm super excited about it. And then I forgot to buy seeds for a zucchini, so I bought this plant, and it's looking great. The idea here being, we know that the lettuce and the spinach and the cilantro, those are cold weather crops. Once it starts getting really hot here soon, it's going to start turning bitter and try to go to seed. So we can pull that, and there'll be plenty of room then for these squash plants to really put on some size and really flourish. Behind that over here, I've got these beautiful strawberry plants, and let me show you those. They're looking really, really great. I guess I picked up one that was all of these are the Buried Treasure variety. There's Buried Treasure Red, and then there's one that's a Buried Treasure Pink. But they are putting on tons of fruit. We've had several off here. I will say they're not as sweet, but it's just, to be able to come out here and pick a strawberry is beautiful. And there's in fact fruit on them right now. I want to get y'all some close-ups of these because they just look so pretty and so lush in our little cans. We did do a video on that. And then again, I do have this strawberry here on the end in a terracotta pot that is from last year. Also, on this side of the trellis, we planted some cucumber, and it took a while to germinate and come up. Usually I put cucumber plants in, but it's starting to germinate, so I'm really excited for it to put on some growth, especially this month, and start to climb this trellis so we can make some pickles. Also back here, I have got a red pepper. When we planted it in a video, you may or may not have seen that it accidentally got broken in half. And so it is putting on new growth and new leaves, so that's super exciting as well. In between these two beds here, between the third one and the one closest to my driveway, Jackson picked out these marigolds, and we just posted a video about him planting it up. It's super exciting to have him plant with me. It's got plenty of buds on it. In fact, I haven't even been fertilizing it with the weekly fertilizer. I think I've been fertilizing it on the schedule with the raised bed. So on fertilizer, this is all set up on drip. Everything down here has a drip line to it. Every one of these containers does. And the boxes themselves, I've talked before about, I have a erratic work schedule. And on my long week, I work 12-hour days, and I work every day except for Thursday. That's actually this week. And so I can't have a garden if it doesn't water itself. There's no way it would make it. So I've just set everything up on drip. It's been a real priority for me. And it's really changed my ability to actually come out here and garden. So we put in, the same day that we potted all these the same day, and we put, these are chives here, and they've already started to bulk out and spread, which is awesome. They're looking great. I do eat a lot of chives, so it'll be nice to have this. Hopefully it'll come back every year. Just a fresh supply all the time. These marigolds are going to do double duty for us. They will hopefully keep some bugs away from, some pests away from our crops here. And they just look like a fresh, sweet pop of color. And I'm really glad he chose those. He also, both of my kids love to come out and pick a piece of basil off a basil plant and eat it. And we grew some basil last year, and they love that. So we've got a basil plant growing there in its own container. Sorry about the light, you guys. So we started, so on the last bed here, we've got 2 rows of marigolds of a different variety. I put them in here before Jackson had expressed interest in getting his own. But they are different colors, so it'll be nice. More color is always good. And then we've got these 5 tomatoes that we started from seed inside. This is, I think we've got a green zebra, a Cherokee purple, a San Marzano, and let me see, a Brandywine pink. Most of these are heirloom varieties so that we can save the seeds if we want to. and it's a good opportunity for us to try some new varieties of tomatoes. Super exciting. These are fairly close together. I've mentioned that before. Pretty soon here I need to start staking them because they're getting kind of wily. And I think we're going to go with the Florida weave method and try that and keep them pruned down pretty small so that they have enough energy to produce a lot of fruit for us, B, so they are resistant to disease, and C, we just don't have room to make giant tomato cages back here. On the end here in a pot, we've got a cherry tomato variety. I also need to come up with a staking system for that. These are doing beautiful though, looking really great. Everything in this area gets watered on drip every morning for 20 minutes. And also once a month, the beginning of the month, I will come out here with the Espoma Garden Tone and just side dress everything down here. I'm a big believer in fertilizer. When I was pretty young, someone was like, oh, just put some Miracle-Gro on your plants. I have moved on to organic now. But it really opened my eyes to how much fertilizer can just grow stuff for you. So I'm a real big believer in that. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go up towards the house and check out everything around there. Let me show you. So this is the RV pad, and then that is my driveway that goes down towards the road, and then it curves around. Let's see if you can see that, and goes over to the house. Then you go up these stairs, and these are the beds in front of my front porch, which is the other place that we do a lot of our gardening. So let's head up that way and check things out. So this is where I'm keeping my stash of things that I currently need to plant. Beautiful Japanese maple that I would love to put in a container here, but it blocks our Ring doorbell, so I've got to come up with a different plan there. And I've got some ideas for those, and you'll see them in future videos. So as you come up the driveway, you'll notice this giant hosta bed. It is glorious, and I told y'all, or I said in the April video, that when it flushes out leaves, it's beautiful, and it is. It doesn't get water. I don't do anything to it. I don't know what kind of hostas those are. They are from the previous owner, but it is beautiful. I mean, just so lush and beautiful. I don't have to do anything to it. Weeds don't pop up. It's beautiful. The dog, even towards the end of summer, will start coming through and you can't see him under there. That dog. This dog, she's too tall. That short guy, you can't even see him. It's great. So above that, and I want to show you from this angle, if you walk up these stairs, there's that bed we've been working on there that's got the roses in it. This is a peony, and there's another one on the other side. It is past its prime right now, and I have some footage, and I will put it up. These blooms are gorgeous, and I haven't got my staking system down just yet. It does have one of those peony supports, but it just blooms so much, it just can't handle the weight. Again, the grass, still looking sad, and we do want to put in a bed around the perimeter of this grass, so that is a project for this summer, hopefully. So let's go up these stairs. Don't mind the random hay rack laying there. I've got a project for that as well. So things are looking great and messy all at the same time here. So this is a difficult area. The only really full sun spots are this bed here and the corner of this. This has been in here, but I planted a lot of zinnia seeds here, and I'm hoping they'll grow up and make this beautiful display that feels like a pathway, really. So I've got some germination on this. All of this is to keep my dogs out, but all of this here is a shade area. So I've mentioned before that we're going to be doing something to the house that I'm concerned will kill any perennial plants. So I haven't put any new perennials in there, but it's afforded me the availability to just throw a bunch of annuals around here and not really care what they look like, just see how they grow. So that's why it'll be a complete mismatch up here, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's really fun because I don't have to put a lot of thought into it. All I have to do is go to the garden center and say, I like that plant, probably meets the light criteria, let's throw it in. We've got this lily that's about to bloom. Beautiful, beautiful blooms on this thing. It's not ideally where I would put it. I've mentioned that before. There are over here a bunch of lilies, over here a bunch of lilies as well, and that's probably eventually where this will go. But this year I just left it. So on this side here, I have put in a bunch of Helena von Stein lamb's ear, and it has grown quite a bit, and I love it. I'm hoping that it fills in and pushes out over the walkway some, and then I just threw in a bunch of colorful annuals. So here's my peony and my other peony. I recently planted some dahlias here. There'll be a video about that. The two Carding Mill David Austin roses, which have gotten so much growth on them. This side of the bed, same bed we had before, you'll notice we've got some Bacopa, which also matches and contrasts with the knockout roses that are here. They are again right past their prime, but looking amazing. It's just so much color they put on, and I do need to come in here and deadhead them, but they're just beautiful. They're not my favorite roses. I have removed and moved some of these, but gosh, the color they provide. So let's talk about the walkway pots. I've planted them now 3 times, and I'm super excited about them. So, you know, it's one of the things that I usually put on this channel, and I'm super excited to show y'all how they're doing because they are looking great. So here they are. This is Super Tunia Royal Velvet. I can't remember the name of this Super Bells or that Super Bells, and then this is an Amesia. And that's Saphira. What are you eating, Saphira? But they're looking great, putting on a lot of color. Again, everything up here is also on drip. So let's pan down. There they are, all lined up with color, and I can't wait till they mound up even more and start to spill over. It's gonna be really gorgeous. So if we come down this walkway here, I put in some sweet potato vine here. You'll notice I've still got some coleus. I think this is the Wicked Witch coleus, or Sedona Sunset, excuse me. Sedona Sunset coleus that I'm going to put in this area. I also put a lot of coleus over there, just a whole drift. These are some nasturtiums that I got from Floret Flower and started from seed, and they're looking really promising too. And then some more Super Bells, looking really great. So usually we would go up on the porch, but that's going to be a whole separate video. I planted up the had time to put those on YouTube. It's all dead. So look out for that video because we're going to be planting them again. I'm not real sure what happened. It was either too much or not enough water, but they just didn't make it. So I want to show you one more plant today. Everything else either looks pretty much the same or I need to change it out. So let me show you my hydrangea that lives in the woods that I'm super excited about. Let's go look. And it's got glorious, gorgeous blooms on it. Doesn't it look pretty? We do have acidic soil here, so hydrangeas do usually stay blue for us. So we just need to come in and make this a bed. The previous owners have some hostas that are in here, and they look beautiful. We just need to probably group them together a little bit more to our liking. And we'll show you this as well. When I put in my David Austin roses, I transplanted these lilies, and they've got buds on it, so they're doing really well. So that's going to be it for me in this video and the May garden tour. Hopefully you guys are having as much success in the garden this month as I am. Super excited about how things are going, super excited about what we've been able to get done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.